Good evening, I'm Jacob Reimer. There is only one undefeated team remaining in college basketball. That is 23rd ranked Miami of Ohio. They look to extend their record to 25-0 tonight, hosting Ohio. Tip-off is at 9 o'clock. Two other games in the top 25 tonight. 10th ranked Michigan State is at Wisconsin, and number 18 St. Louis visits Loyola Chicago. As for Ohio State, they'll take on 15th ranked Virginia tomorrow night in Nashville. Catch the action here on The Fan. At the Winter Olympics, after a 5-goal second period, the United States women's hockey team beat Italy in the quarterfinals 6-0. Former Buckeye Hannah Bilka put one in the back of the net for the Americans. They now advance to the semifinals, which will be played on Monday. This update sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union, voted best credit union for the past 8 years in a row by CBUS Top Picks. Visit BMIFCU.org to learn more. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Look, that team's stealing away. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side, going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Graham Rucker for the touchdown. Graham shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Off and rolling here on a Friday. I'm Brandon Beam, hanging out with our guy, the Murph Dog, Patrick Murphy. We got Reimer behind the glass. Patrick, happy Friday to you, my friend. What's going on? Good to talk to you.
Not much. Happy almost Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just saying on Common Man and Timmy with Joshua Perry filling in, Jacob and I get to spend Valentine's Day evening.
It's going to be a lovely night.
Together tomorrow.
Should bring each other some chocolates.
What do you like? I'll bring something for you.
I like a good Reese's.
You also eat like a 6-year-old. So, like pepperoni pizza, wings, nachos, that's it.
All the time.
What is wrong with that?
Nothing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying.
I had some shredded chicken today. A shredded chicken sandwich.
All right. Way to go. Way to up your game. It's terrific. Yeah, we're going to hang out tomorrow. It's going to be all good. At least we get to hang out with our loved ones in the day. I was actually talking to Meredith about this a little bit earlier this week. Because, again, like Ohio State basketball played Sunday and then worked the whole week, and they play Saturday night. And she was like, man, I can't believe, they're playing Saturday at 8 o'clock. I'm like, it's actually good. I get to hang out with you guys the entire day instead of it being a 2 p.m. tip-off where you got to come in at 12:30, noon, and then don't get off till 5, 6 o'clock. It takes you an hour to get home after everything is done, and then it's almost bedtime for the little ones. I'm like, no, it's fine. 8 p.m. is actually good. I'll leave the house around 6:30 tomorrow evening, probably earlier than that because our warm-up show does start at 7. But yeah, it'll be all good. I'm excited about it. It's a big game.
Are you guys doing anything?
No, we're never really a big Valentine's Day like couple. We don't really do anything. She doesn't get me flowers. I don't get her flowers. So it's kind of just it's kind of a nothing day for us. I did get stuff for dinner though. Today I went to the store after we dropped Willie off at daycare, and I got stuff for like a really nice early dinner tomorrow. So that's what we're gonna do. He'll eat none of it, but we will eat all of it. So it'll be all good.
More for you.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
it'll be fine. Nice salmon, little blistered tomatoes, some couscous. It'll be lovely. Are you gonna be open to call after the game tomorrow, Pat? Let's do this live on the air.
Maybe.
It is Valentine's Day for you, and you're getting married in April.
So we are not big Valentine's Day people, but we do have. We started this tradition during COVID. They used to do a hot chicken takeover, and Mikey's Late Night Slice used to do a collab.
Oh yeah,
where you could go buy the stuff, and then they'd go live on YouTube, and you just like cooked it with them.
Like a cooking tutorial.
Yeah, and it was great, and it was a lot of fun. Sarah and I started doing that, and then they stopped doing it. I think they did it for 2 years that we were following along. So we just pull up the same one every year. Mm-hmm. And then last year we started, or 2 years ago, I guess now, we started doing it with our friends Ned and Kate.
Ned and Kate plus 8.
Yes. And so that's what we will be doing tomorrow. So I will have the game on. So yeah, I guess I can answer your phone call.
All right, that's fine. It's going to be good. I'll call you around 10:15 tomorrow evening. All right. The Ohio State Buckeyes and the Virginia Cavaliers and their game. We got a great show lined up for you here tonight. Here with you for the full 2 hours. Pat, we'll talk some hoops coming up here in our next segment. Big game against Virginia tomorrow evening. What we were just talking about. Crazy week for this Ohio State basketball team. So we'll kind of compartmentalize this week and then move on, talk about their NCAA tournament chances in our next segment. Tony Gerdeman of Buckeye Huddle. He's going to join us for Beers N Buckeyes around the bottom of the hour, around 6:30. It's a Power 5 Friday. I've been in the Olympic spirit for the last week or so. So our Power 5, if you'd like to chime in on the YouTube chat, if you would like to tweet us at the Buckeye Show, you can always do that. Power 5 Olympic sports that you just enjoy watching the most.
That's what we're going to do coming up around 6:46. We'll get into the Pulse at 7 o'clock. And then at 7:30, Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch, he's going to join the program. Pat, what has been burning in your brain about the Buckeyes here this week? Football, basketball, softball, wrestling, big meet tonight over at Penn State.
Yeah, football-wise, I would like them to get the staffing done so that we can,
What are you talking about?
Talk with people and whatnot. We still have not. The last time we talked on an on-the-record capacity to anybody at Ohio State was post-game of the Cotton Bowl. Mm-hmm. And there's reasons for that. I'm not putting blame on anyone, but it would be nice if they got the staff all done so we could get over the Woody, talk with Ryan Day, maybe talk with the newcomers. So that has been on the back of my mind. But if basketball, I mean, we're in the heat of it right now, right?
Yeah.
Like this is, and I know we'll talk about it more, but a huge game tomorrow, and really every game here on out is about as big as they're going to get. You're essentially starting the tournament now. You've got to win a lot of these games to get in. I think last weekend's game, there was the frustration coming out of it, and rightfully so. We can compartmentalize that a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, I think from here on out, you have to be on your A game every time you step on the court because your postseason life may depend on it, which is not a place they'd want to be in. It was similar last year. You'd prefer to, be firmly entrenched inside the tournament bubble, but it is what it is. This is the position you're in. So now you got to go out and try and get something done.
Yeah, just go out and win the games, right? We'll get into a little bit more about Buckeye Hoops coming up in our next segment around 6:18 this evening. I did see this from Pete Thamel today of ESPN.com. The Big Ten is circulating an internal document that lays out what a 24-team college football playoff would look like, including the elimination of conference championship games, a 23+1 selection, and an additional weekend of on-campus college football playoff home games. The college football playoff format remaining at 12 for the 2026 season. So it's going to be the same format this year as it was last year. No changes, at least that I'm aware of. I think they can tinker with the format a little bit.
Yeah, like you got Notre Dame now for sure getting NFL.
Yeah, like we saw the seeding kind of like the processes change from last year to 2 years ago to this past year. So I think everything is going to be the same for this year. He said the document that was obtained by ESPN includes other interesting details, such as the committee being tasked with not having any rematches in the first round. Which you and I, who are soccer fans, kind of understand that because you watch like Champions League draw, you watch a World Cup draw. They try not to, and by try not to, I mean that they absolutely don't want you playing like the same teams from your league twice, like in the opening rounds. Now, as soon as you get to a certain point of the knockout bracket, then it is what it is, and you just got to play the teams that in front of you. It also said the Big Ten internal document shows what the conference has termed a 24-team college football playoff format compromise, and sources told ESPN it's been distributed to the league directors and a working group of head coaches. Now, if this was the same way that it was last year, 7 SEC teams would get in, 6 Big Ten teams, 5 Big 12, 3 ACC, and then 2 group of 6 teams, 1 independent, that being Notre Dame, would get in. So the way that this works is basically the first round games would take over the weekend of conference championship games, and then that second weekend would be played the weekend after that, so on and so forth. They would actually move up the start date of the college football playoff, which I can get behind, actually.
Sure.
I don't think that's the craziest thing in the world. And kind of, Pat, like the way that I'm looking at this, and listen, I'm done arguing about the number of teams in the college football playoff. I think that 8 was the perfect amount. They blew that. They went to 12. The games are not very compelling in the first rounds. We've seen now a history of 2 years of that. I thought 16 would be the perfect number. Now this is being floated out. I don't know if it's going to be eventually 16, if it's going to be 24, whatever it is. Essentially what they're doing is a knockout phase from teams, 15 through 24, 17 through 24, and they're kind of just paring it down to a 16-team tournament with the first weekend being a knockout round. So I don't know if this is going to... Yeah, it's basically a play-in tournament into the actual like playoff games. My problem with this, and I think the biggest worry in any time that you're talking about expansion in college football, in the college football playoffs, is that I mean, for years and years and years, 100 years, you live and you breathe everything mattering in the regular season. And we've already started to see maybe some of the regular season games dip in importance. You go to this 2014 model, it doesn't really matter what you do in the regular season. You lose 3 games, you lose 4 games. Okay, no worries. We just got to be hot towards the end of the year. So I think that's my biggest concern with it. I understand what Tony Petitti is trying to do. I understand what the Big Ten is trying to do. I'm sure that Fox had a big part in being able to kind of strong arm the Big Ten into wanting more TV inventory, as they call it. I'm not a fan of this 24-team idea. I understand where they're coming from, but I don't like it. I can't get behind it.
I agree. I think it's too many for the reasons you laid out there. I think the idea of this postseason tournament continues to do what you're saying and diminish what has always been, I think, the best regular season in sports. Now, we're saying that from an Ohio State perspective, right? If we were sitting doing this radio show in Iowa City, where was I know Iowa made that bracket. Where were they in there?
Iowa was ranked 23rd, so they would have just got in. They would have played 10-seeded Miami this year.
So I think that, look, if you're trying to be more inclusive, and that's a word that's been thrown around a lot, is the having more games that matter towards the end of the season in terms of trying to get in. Like, I get some of that, but then you can counter argue that with, like, do you want the Ohio State-Michigan game or the Iron Bowl or whatever to not have that same intensity?
Well, here's the ironic part about this. Like, if you redrew the college football playoff final standings in the way that this bracket would have worked out, one, irony in itself, the first-round game would be 15 Utah against 18 Michigan. Now, last year it would have been Kyle Whittingham against his new team, even though before that they knew that was going to happen. And the winner of that game would have played number 2 Ohio State. So, like, you're talking about a 2-week break. Now, I know you're eliminating the conference championship game, and in this world, like, you wouldn't see Ohio State versus Michigan that very next week in Indy, but there's a very real possibility in this world, and exactly what we saw in last year's model, if this were the case, that it would be Ohio State versus Michigan again 2 weeks after their season finale.
Yeah, and I don't mind that as much. Like, I think I've wrapped my brain around at some point.
I have too.
That's going to happen. Like, whether it's a Big Ten championship game, whether it's a playoff. I mean, it could have happened a couple of years ago when Michigan lost to TCU, Ohio State lost to Georgia. Like, you flip those results. Now, obviously, Michigan wasn't as competitive as Ohio State in those games, but they were both close, going into the second half.
TCU got absolutely smoked
they did
in the championship game.
But I do think, look, I think there's always this need for more, right? And we can't just, you and I have talked about this, like, we can't just sit on 12 for a while and just see how it, or even if you want to just go to 16, it's a few more teams, like, just see how it goes. We had 10 years of the 4-team playoff before we decided.
And it was good. I liked the 4-team playoff.
100%.
Because every game in the regular season, you were watching with angst. Oh, boy, if you lose this game, then there's no chance for you to even get in the playoffs. And that's when actually, like, bowl games mattered. You got to a New Year's Six game, even though that you missed out on the playoffs. And you were like, oh, okay, well, that's a decent season. Obviously, you didn't fulfill the dreams of what you wanted to do of competing for a national championship, but you still got to a New Year's Six game and felt okay about the way that you ended it.
Yeah, and I think, we've lost that, right? Like, I don't even know how you get people interested in bowl games anymore. Like, even if you were to somehow, like,
the Pop-Tarts are doing a great job at that.
That should be a playoff game.
I 100% agree.
Should be a playoff game.
But then you've taken another bowl away, right? Like, now it's all part of the playoff. Everyone wants to be a part of the playoff, even the bowl games. So
it should be home. Listen, I'm not in charge of anything to do with anything in college football. You should play the home games. Every team should be playing home games until you get to the semifinals. I agree. And you just rotate it around that way. And I know that those bowl games don't want that to happen because it's X amount of dollars out of their pocket if they're not in the rotation for whatever year it comes up. But if you have the playoffs at home games all the way into the quarterfinals and you reward the teams for getting a bye by giving them a home game, I think maybe you would have more people on board than what you do with this just floated out. We're going to play the starting in the third round where we are now of going to neutral site games. Like more home games in college football, I think, is the better. So anyways, that was floated out today from the Big Ten and Tony Petiti. I'm sure that there's going to be no backlash on that at all. Buckeye Hoops firmly on the NCAA tournament bubble. They got a big task tomorrow against Virginia. We'll get into that coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Do you have an oak tree in your yard? The Ohio Chapter International Society of Arboriculture is committed to advancing responsible tree care practices while preventing a fungal disease called oak wilt. They remind those who own and manage oak trees the best time to prune is November to early March. To find out more, there are over 1,000 qualified tree experts in Ohio. To find an ISA-certified arborist in your area, visit treesforohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Already prepping for next week's matchup? Get your best rest yet with Bob's Discount Furniture. Shop Bob's and choose from pillows, soft, plush, dual feel, and extra firm mattresses with Bobopedic memory foam that will have you dreaming of game day in no time. So shop in-store or online to score the latest and affordable luxury mattresses without the luxury price tag. Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
I love the neighborhood where I grew up, but it was tough.
Ohio State national championship quarterback and former CareSource kid, Cardale Jones.
Football helped me find my direction, but I also needed the right support system. Seeing that CareSource heart around town, I just knew they had my back. That's the kind of difference they still make in neighborhoods like mine. This is so much more than health insurance. CareSource, today and always. Trusted. Visit caresource.com.
Midwest Cards is pumped to present the Ohio State Trading Card Night with Buckeye legend Evan Turner before the Ohio State versus Wisconsin game on Tuesday, February 17th. We will have games, card giveaways, and you can meet Evan Turner in person. Plus, snag a limited edition Evan Turner card with your ticket. There will be a few special guests from Ohio State football. It all kicks off at 5:30, then stick around to cheer on the Buckeyes. Visit go.osu.edu/Trading Card Night 26 for more details.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
Back in the day, if you wanted to listen to the Fan, you turned on the radio, and that was the end of the story. But now, oh baby, stream us live on the Fan app, TuneIn app, iHeart app, we're everywhere. The Fan, Ohio's streaming destination.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Paul Keels here, voice of the Ohio State Buckeyes. You have to check out the brand new AAA Buckeyes MVP membership. Get all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win tickets to Buckeyes sporting events, access to exclusive MVP experiences, along with 10% off gear at the Ohio State team shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Buckeye MVP membership upgrade for free. Head to AAA.com/Buckeyes to join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Expect clear skies overnight into Saturday morning across central Ohio with low temps at about 29 degrees. Saturday looking really good. Valentine's Day warmer with highs at about 50 degrees. Sunday, 40% chance of rain showers in the morning with cloudy skies, then drier in the afternoon. Highs at about 50 degrees. That is your 97.1 The Fan weather forecast. I'm 10 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Chris Tomer.
The only radio show that bleeds scarlet and gray. This is the Buckeye Show.
Hang on, my guy Pat Murphy of Bucknuts this evening. Coming up here at 6:30, we'll have Beers and Buckeyes with Tony Gerdeman at Buckeye Huddle. Pat usually joins us for that, but he's in studio. And then at 6:46, we'll do our Power 5. Getting in the Olympic spirit here. Power 5, most enjoyable Olympic events. Doesn't have to be winter or summer. A combination platter of both. That's coming up at 6:46. Pat, what's your big thoughts about Ohio State basketball right now? Going back, let's see, what day is it? Friday. Going back 5 days from today. Sunday afternoon over at the Shot. Not a great performance against Michigan. Best crowd that you've had all season long, 17,000 people. The crowd was ready to explode. Didn't really give them any reason to do that. And then you follow it up in the midweek against a pretty good USC team, a team who had won 3 games in a row, a team who had a better record than you, a team that was being directly compared to you in the NCAA tournament matrices, brackets, whatever that you want to call it, at this point of the season, and turned around and had a really gritty finish to that game after what seemed like a 20-minute stop and play after a shot clock issue. But it's kind of been a high and low week right now for Ohio State, and they turn around tomorrow. I'm sure that they're already down in Nashville, but a weird non-conference game against Virginia tomorrow at 8:00.
It's kind of been a high and low type of season. Like
I don't know about that. I would go
at least in Big Ten play.
I would go against that. I think this year has been the least strange year in Ohio State basketball.
Well, I just mean the results. Like they haven't lost 2 in a row. So they've got that
all
going
season long. They haven't had a losing streak.
Yeah, right.
Crazy.
But you have had kind of, at least especially recently, win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. The Michigan game, I think you can look at in a number of ways. Like that was an opportunity. You were at home. You mentioned 17,000 plus fans. It was a Sunday afternoon. You're on CBS. Like this is a chance.
Prime time.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, for college basketball. This is the chance to go out and make a point. You had a good game against Michigan up in Ann Arbor. And, I know that that's how they viewed it, right? Now, it didn't come out and look that way. But I think the other thing is Michigan's done this to a lot of teams this year,
they
right?
have.
And,
yes, they have.
I think that if you're a casual college basketball fan who gets into it after football season is over and stuff like that.
I think there are a lot of people like that.
Yeah, and I think this was probably the first time you were really tuning in to the Buckeyes. Maybe you caught the Friday night Michigan game. Maybe you've caught games here and there. So, yeah, you're probably pretty disappointed. But I think, in the grand scheme of things, that's not the disappointing game of the year, right? Like, that's what Michigan does. Yeah. And the reason
Pittsburgh
you were close...
was the disappointing game.
Well, yes, the performance is disappointing, but, Michigan's done that to better teams than Ohio State.
Nebraska was disappointed that you couldn't wrangle away a victory from them.
North Carolina, for instance.
That was disappointing.
That was one you needed to get right there.
That was a disappointing finish. I think if you went into that game and said Ohio State lost by 1, I think you would have been like, all right, yeah, okay. Yeah. But given the circumstances that you were up late in that game and then North Carolina, like I said, wrangled it away from you, I mean, again, that's why you play these games. But from an Ohio State standpoint, why I think it's been a weird season and not as high and low as you were just talking about, Ohio State, besides the Black Friday Pitt game, has won every game that they're supposed to win.
Yes.
And then they've lost every game that they're supposed to lose.
They are who we thought they were.
And so, it's just weird in college basketball. You see upsets happen all the time, and we'll see what happens tonight. I know you get the Battle of the Bricks. You got Miami touting an undefeated, what is it, 25-0, 24-0?
If they win tonight, it will be 25-0.
All right, so they're 24-0 right now. I don't want to put the kind of the horse in front of the cart right there. But
cart in front of the horse.
Cart in front of the
horse. The horse goes in front of the
horse does go in front of the cart. You're right. Miami's going to win tonight. Slaughterfest. Anyways, I think that the weird thing about college basketball is we see upsets happen all the time.
Sure.
And Northwestern had a close loss against Michigan earlier in the week, which actually elevated that Northwestern win to a quad 1 win.
Yep.
Now that's going to be up and down from here on out.
Buckeyes should be big Northwestern fans.
Huge. Like, you should be supporting Northwestern in every basketball game.
Donate to their NIL.
Well, I don't know about that. They're fine. They got that shiny new stadium that they're opening in October next season for football. But you haven't really had that signature win. It hasn't come. You haven't had an upset really all year long against you, other than the Pitt game, a buzzer beater on Black Friday. And then you haven't had a game go the other way where you've been able to take down a top 10, top 15 team. You've had the opportunities, but they haven't been able to get it done. So as far as like this Ohio State team right now is like plain standard issue. It's nothing exciting. Like, when you look at the record and the games that they're supposed to win and the games that they're supposed to lose, they do their jobs. But now you're at a point in the season where you have 7 games left. Like, you're going to have to start winning some games that you're not supposed to, and you're going to have to win the games that you're also expected to.
I think tomorrow sets up for that perfectly, just because of how weird everything is about it. Like, you're playing a non-conference game, ACC opponent in the top 15 in the middle of February. Like, we used to have the ACC Big Ten Challenge a few years ago, and you're playing that at the beginning part of December. Now you jump out of Big Ten play for a high-level quad 1 opportunity in Nashville in a neutral site against an ACC opponent.
Where are the refs coming from, the ACC or the Big Ten?
I don't know. I feel like that's got to be like someone new. Well, Ohio State's technically the host.
They are the home team. You know why they're the home team? Because they are closer to Nashville. That is honestly the way that they determined it. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Gary Pettit, the SID over there, he looked up one day, because he told us that was the reason.
It's got to be close.
It's actually not as close as we thought, because we were sitting there after Jake's press conference, and so he looked it up, and it's like, I don't know, 90 some miles or something like that. So it's not a ton, but it's not as close as we thought. But yes, they are the home team. I think the other thing to bring up real quick is, like, this team hasn't had a major injury to a starter, but they've had
Brandon Knoll starter at the beginning of the year.
Yes, but he'd lost that job by that point. But
scored 32 points in that Northwestern win.
Yeah, he's a guy who helped you win a big game on the road, right? That's your potential quad 1 win so far. And you haven't had him since basically then. I mean, he was out a few weeks after that.
Yep.
Your depth has been hit. Puff Johnson, he gets the restraining order that lets him play.
Big minutes on Wednesday from him, too.
Yes,
points. Good
but he's
effort.
gone. He had that. Then he was out with the head injury. Then he's back, and it's just like up and down for him. And
Tyson Chapman has been a great emergence, though, these last few games.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But they just haven't, had some of their depth guys available that I think really could have helped this team in some of those games that we're talking about that, like, it's close. And I know they were healthy for North Carolina.
That's the perfect example, though, because they had no points off the bench in that game.
Right.
And if you have what Tyson Chapman is now, you probably win that game in December.
Yeah. And I think that's been a bright spot. Obviously, Bruce Thornton continued to do what he does. I think John Mobley, he's not shot well the last couple games.
He's due. He's due.
He's been good all year. Like, you've seen the progression you thought you should see from John Mobley. Like, there are some limitations to a guy his size playing Big Ten basketball, but that was going to happen. You've seen Devin Royal improve, I think, and adjust to that spot. And it's really about those other guys. Like, Christoph Tilley probably hasn't been quite what you hoped. The foot injury, again, injuries probably hampered him for a lot of this season. Obviously, Brandon Noel hasn't been what you hoped. But I think
Amari Bynum has been more than what you hoped.
Yeah,
though.
I was just going to go right there, because in 10 games that he's scored in double figures, they're 7-3. I know you have the strong core with Bruce and Junie and Devin Royal, and you kind of need those three to burst to have a competitive game against a high-level opponent. But I feel like it all comes down to Amari Bynum tomorrow night and having another big game like he did against USC, because if he can get you that double figures and give you that energy, that's going to be a difference maker.
Well, and you had mentioned this earlier off the air when we were doing our little pre-show meeting, that you think Michigan is good at hammering the offensive boards. This Virginia team is better than Michigan of getting second chance opportunities and second chance points. So, like, as we start to talk about keys to a victory, what you just mentioned in Amari Bynum and Christoph Tilley and even Ivan Yagovin, at this point, like, you have to get up and you have to get those rebounds against a Virginia team who could very much put the game away early if they're able to get on the glass and get that, like, and put Ohio State in a deficit on that side of the court. Like, you've got to do that.
I think Wednesday against USC was a perfect blueprint, and obviously that it's not a top team. It's a team right around where you are, as you said. But you got 4 guys scoring in double figures. Mm-hmm. You got 16 points off your bench.
You outscored USC 16-14.
Yeah, right. And so, that's what you want.
When was the last time that an Ohio State bench has outscored anyone?
Yeah, it's been a while. But, Bruce Thornton scores 21, but he doesn't have to go for 30 to get you a win because other guys are contributing. Even
Mobley
make
the last 9 points.
He did, and that's what you need. He needs to be that guy at the end of the game. If you need him to go get buckets, he gets buckets for you. That's what Bruce Thornton is. He can facilitate. He should be your point guard, right? That's what he is. And so I think if you can get that type of production in the rest of these games this year, you'll be pretty good. The problem is they haven't been able to do that consistently.
They're going to do it tomorrow, 8:00. Our coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Buckeyes Cavaliers coming up tomorrow night on Valentine's Day evening. Tony Gerdeman of Buckeye Huddle. He's going to join us. We'll have some Beers and Buckeyes with him coming up in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment
On any 4-tire purchase.
and Michelin's up to $100 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Michelin's and save up to $100 more. See store for details.
Get Eco.
When your drain is clogged, our drain team will clear it for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it will stay clear for at least a year. Or we'll clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
Go to geteco.com.
Hey, Ohio State fans. Next time that snack craving hits, Burger King has you covered with the O-Fry O bundle. You get a medium fry, 8-piece chicken fries, 8-piece mozzarella fries, and an 8-piece chicken nuggets, all for just $10. It's perfect snack fuel for one, wherever and whenever you're cheering on the scarlet and gray. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Tax extra.
AgPro has been family owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Drink up, Slappy. It's time for Beers and Buckeyes with Patrick Murphy.
Patrick Murphy in studio with us this evening, as is tradition on a Friday. So right now, taking his spot as we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline is our guy. He is a Buckeye Huddle. He is Tony Gerdeman. Gerd, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. We were just talking a little Buckeye hoops in the last segment. I'm sure that you tuned in against USC and Michigan. What's your opinion right now on Ohio State and kind of where they're at in the season? 7 games left. They've won every game that they're supposed to. They've lost every game that they're supposed to. But a big opportunity tomorrow in the non-conference against Virginia down in Nashville. Thanks for the time, Gerd.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I think these last 4 or 5 games, if they do more than just keep their head above water, I think that could go a long way in getting them into the tournament. But you see this neutral site game against a ranked opponent, and I think I'm with everybody else. Just want to there's a healthy dose of skepticism, but I do think there's talent on the Ohio State basketball team, and it'd be good to see some of that talent just take over and start to assert their dominance for a while.
All right, Gerd, let's get to football because I know that's really why you called in here to talk about.
Called.
Yeah. That's keep the reality or keep the perception here that you called in for us. If you were to be able to talk to Ryan Day, what would be the number one question you would like to ask him at this point?
How you been? What's new? No, I was talking with somebody else about this yesterday. There's just so many right now. I think as I go through my mind and all of the areas where there are issues, I do want to know how he feels about the tempo. And I know he believes it worked in 2024. Did it not work last year, or does he think that it did? Because, playing so slowly and then having the offensive struggle the way it did in the final two games this past year, does he think that maybe a couple of more possessions over the course of those games would have helped? And, having more possessions throughout the season, would that have given them a better idea of who they have on a team and whether they should have kept some of these players or, tried to keep them from leaving for the portal? But I just wonder if, and what Arthur Smith thinks about this, are they going to continue to play as slowly as they have, in the past 2 years?
I don't want to put any words in anybody's mouth, but let me answer that question. And I'm not trying to pretend like I'm Ryan Day here, Gerd, but the way that I felt about tempo, and again, like we talked about it so much in that national championship season, and obviously it did pay dividends, but also in that championship run in the playoffs, you look at the Tennessee game, you look at the Oregon game, you look at the Texas game, you look at the Notre Dame game, they went significantly different tempo-wise than what they did during the regular season. And I feel like they never got up to that speed, whether it was against Indiana, whether it was against Miami in their postseason this year. And I don't know if that was from a personnel perspective. I don't know if it's because they didn't run it in practice. I'm sure that they did, but they never clicked up into that gear that I think that all Ohio State fans were excited to see, given what you had seen the year prior in that run to the college football playoff national championship.
Yeah, didn't even get to 60 snaps in either of their postseason games this past year. They missed that number against Oregon in the playoffs in the Rose Bowl, but that's because you have like 5 60-yard plays. I'm sorry, you're not going to have as many plays because you've just taken up a big chunk of your yardage. But I do wonder and it's not even that they need to go up tempo or anything like that. It's just, do you need to use all of the clock and be so, just like plotting? And I wonder if they need to go more up tempo because the defense will take a step back. And so you might want to secure an extra offensive touchdown in there just in case, just to help out your defense. And I still think it's a good way to get as many guys snaps and an idea of what you've got on the depth chart, so that you can have a better idea after the season whether or not to try to keep a Quincy Porter or meet his demands, or a Miley Graham or something like that, where you have a better idea of maybe this guy is worth it and maybe that guy's not.
He is Tony Gerdeman of Buckeye Huddle with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Pat just asked you if you were to ask Ryan Day one thing, what would it be? Let me ask you this. If you were to ask Matt Patricia and or Arthur Smith one thing at this point in the offseason, Gerd, what would those things be?
Well, I'd ask Matt Patricia, are you definitely coming back?
Fair question.
And if we talk to him each time in spring, like, are you still here? But yeah, I would like to know, gosh, the idea of replacing Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles with what they were able to do and the amount of ground that they were able to cover, I kind of feel like you're going to have 2 or 3 players trying to replace what Arvell Reese did, and maybe that's Christian Allegro and Quay Rousseau and some of Riley Pettyjohn. How do you replace Sonny Styles? Is that Peyton Pierce was that number 3 linebacker? Is this now his defense? And one of those linebackers going to look like? I'm also interested in finding out about Dominic McKinley, the transfer that they brought in from Georgia, who is unlike all of the other transfers in that he's young and not an experienced guy. So that tells you they like something about him. And then with Arthur Smith, it's maybe similar on the tempo and. What more can you do to help this running game, and where do you think it was lacking, and will more downfield, and how will the passing game impact the running game now that you've got an experienced quarterback in Julian Sayin?
You mentioned the wide receivers and talking about guys that left, maybe seeing more Quincy Porter. What do you think about this wide receiver room? Because obviously You lose Carnell Tate to the NFL. You lose some of those guys. There was obviously some issues when you didn't have Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith. Just how do you feel about this group going into next season?
I'm not as high on Chris Henry, I think, as a lot of people are. And, I just threw a poll on Twitter, very scientific, as we've seen other people mention Big Ten Media Days. But how many starts do you expect for Chris Henry Jr.? And 80% we're saying over half of the games this year, which I think is a bit much when you consider Jeremiah Smith is the only guy that has done that since David Boston in 1996, or maybe Ted Ginn in 2004. But I think he'll be fine. But I'm interested to see what Devin McEwen is, and can he be 40 or 50 catch guy? I mean, he's been a 40 catch guy his first 2 years at UTSA, then 65 last year. Is he a 40 or 50 catch guy? Can they get more out of Brandon Ennis than 7.5 yards a catch? And is that a product of Julian Sand not seeing him enough? And is Kyle Parker the guy that will be that inside guy that can get more than 7.5 yards a catch? Except he only got 10 last year. So I do think there are some questions. I like the freshmen. You gotta if you're Ohio State, you gotta hope that those guys, all of the guys, are enough to create at least a little bit of freedom for Jeremiah Smith.
From a leadership standpoint, Gerd, how much does it mean that Brandon Ennis is back in this locker room, though? We talked about a lot of the guys, transferring in. You have a new wide receivers coach in Cortez Hankton, Brian Hartline taking the South Florida head coaching job. For someone to walk in from the transfer portal or one of these new guys a la Chris Henry as a freshman, to walk in there and having Jeremiah Smith and Brandon Ennis still in that locker room seems like a pretty big deal as far as a leadership perspective.
Yeah, 100%. You can trace this leadership back to Evan Spencer. Basically, they've been passing it down year after year from Evan Spencer to KJ Hill and Terry McLaurin to Chris Olave to Garrett Wilson and so on and so forth. So
Cameron Babb in there, CJ Saunders.
Exactly. All of those guys, them all. But you've got this lineage there, KJ Hill, B. Gatz, Paris Campbell, whatever. But now they're passing that on Jeremiah Smith and Brandon, and this know what's expected, and they're going to show everybody else what's expected, and then those guys will pass it on. I think that's always been one of the concerns about bringing in transfers, and that's Brian Hartline never did it, didn't necessarily have to, or didn't think he had to. Is that guys just show up and they haven't had to do it this way for a long time, and I think that's one of the reasons the Alabama transfers have done well. Of course, they're talented players as well, but that's why I'm curious about a Devin McEwen coming from UTSA, which is a step below Ohio State. But I will tell you, he's played in more ranked games in the regular season than the Buckeyes have over the last 2 years.
Gerd, before we get you out of here, that's a great stat, by the way. It's a great stat nugget. Before we get you out of here in our next segment, we're going to do the most enjoyable Olympic sports, summer or winter. Do you have one that stands above the rest for you, Gerd, that you like watching on TV?
I like curling. I enjoy it when it's just here on the afternoon. It's 2 in the afternoon or 1 in the afternoon, and I have to hit the road at 1:45, and it's just coming down to the end, and I know it's whoever's waiting on me is going to be, I'm going to be late because I got to see how this last rock goes, the hammer rock, and I'm a mess, but I like it. I don't always know when everything is on. But if it's on, I like to watch it.
If only they had that schedule somewhere for you.
Yeah.
Well, this internet now and this TVs, I don't get it.
Nah, it is rather confusing. Gerd, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Have a lovely rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend, buddy, and we will check in again soon, all right?
Same to all of you.
There he goes. Tony Gerdeman of Buckeye Huddle with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Gerd just gave us his. It's curling, and we're getting in the Olympic spirit. Power 5, most enjoyable Olympic events, winter or summer. Coming up next, it's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Most people don't think about their garage door until it stops working. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage door is what we do, but making your life easier and your home safer is why we do it. Families trust us because we deliver, and we'd be honored to earn your trust too. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Below freezing? Fire up the grill at Billiards Plus. The grilling season never ends. While you're grill shopping, you'll love browsing Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven. I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
When it comes to your cancer diagnosis, the choice for your care is clear.
And when you choose the James at Ohio State,
you're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
A team that studies the unique makeup of your disease to develop a personalized treatment plan.
You're choosing our region's only comprehensive cancer center designated by the National Cancer Institute.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
Modern Office Methods, your authorized RICO dealer, can help your business optimize your print production with a competitive advantage. Our digital printing options will expand the type of paper and substrates from what your business can print on today. Add variable data capability, which allows for personalization of catalogs and mailers, and the ability for short-run label printing, which allows your business to print high volumes of custom labels quickly and on demand. Want to learn more? Start with a print assessment at momnet.com. Why risk it? You can count on Mom.
Life is more fun with a pal. So is pizza. So check out Donato's $5 Pizza Pals menu. Order any large pizza and add on your choice of a sub, salad, wings, a 10-inch pizza, and more for just $5 each. Order your favorite $5 Pizza Pals from Donatos.com today. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donatos. Gotta love more.
Buckeye Nation, join us on April 12th at the 2026 Ohio State 4-Miler, presented by Union Home Mortgage, the Ohio Beef Council, and Raising Cane's. This is your chance to run down a tunnel and finish on the 50-yard line at Ohio Stadium. You can also get access to the home locker room and meet some of your favorite Buckeye student athletes. A portion of the proceeds benefit the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. This is something you won't want to miss. Register today at ohiostateformiler.com. Go Bucks!
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Because there's nothing better to do on a Friday night, let's just rank 5 things. It's the Buckeye Show's Power 5.
Happy Friday, everybody. Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts hanging out with me this evening. We're here for you for 2 hours. Coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, we'll get into the college football pulse. We'll talk some Buckeyes at the Combine, some mock drafts, and Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch. He's going to join us at 7:30, preview all things Buckeyes and Cavaliers, recap the week for Ohio State basketball as well. We'll also keep you up to date with what is going on in State College because number 2, Ohio State, takes on number 1, Penn State in wrestling this evening. Penn State flaunting an 84-match win streak. Buckeyes have not won a dual meet there since 2007. So that's what's coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. Should be a fun one. But you know what? We're all in the Olympic spirit here. We're going to do our Power 5 most enjoyable Olympic events, winter or summer. I want to go real quick to the YouTube chat. Thanks, everybody, for watching this evening on YouTube. If you miss anything, you can always go back there. Just type in 97.1 The Fan, hit the like and subscribe button. Watch all of our live and local shows. Austin and Berm is there as well. You can download the podcast. Stan said for his Power 5, Craig said top 5 Olympics for him: snowboarding, downhill skiing, hockey, curling, and ski mountaineering. New. I have no clue what ski mountaineering is. Absolutely zero idea. Haven't seen it on the TV yet. I'd be excited to watch it. And then $10, 2805 just said hockey, skeleton, speed skating, downhill skiing, and team gymnastics. I'll get you started off with number 5. I kind of kept
Real quick.
Yeah.
Ski mountaineering is a skiing discipline that involves climbing mountains, either on skis or carrying them, depending on the steepness or the ascent, and then descending on the skis. That sounds incredible.
I'm in for that. Are they now? See, here's the problem. I have so many questions about this. Are they like free soloing? Are they hooked up on ropes? Because mountaineering is obviously like inherently very, very dangerous. You don't need to like find an answer for me right now.
I'm just looking at pictures of this thing.
I would have to think that they're hooked up on ropes and they're not like free soloing it like Alex Honnold is. So
I can't tell here.
I don't know when that's on, but I'm in. I'm going to be watching that for sure. So shout out to those guys. You can always tweet us at the Buckeye Show. You can always comment on the YouTube page. Like I said, I kept it very generic. Number 5 for me is just going to be anything team sports. So we're obviously like in the Winter Olympics right now. I get carried away with the hockey, but when we get to the Summer Olympics, I also get carried away with basketball. I get carried away with soccer. There's no, like, whichever Olympics is now is my favorite version of the Olympics. So I've just went like blanket statement, number 5, the team sports, hockey, basketball, soccer, whatever you can name. I'm in, I'm watching. You got flag football that's going to start up in 2 years' time at the Summer Olympics in LA. So I kind of copped out there with number 5, but all of those are the most enjoyable to me. I love it.
My number 5, and most of these are not sports that are, the sports we normally watch, but my number 5 is because I get really into it, the basketball.
Yeah.
I was going.
What do you mean that nothing that we watch? We watch basketball all the time.
That's what I'm saying. That is the one of the other ones are the ones that you don't see on TV regularly.
Gotcha.
But like during the Summer Olympics, I'll go watch it with people. I'm tuning into random games. I don't know why. I like basketball just in general, but it always enamors me. Soccer is a close second though there, obviously. But I do find myself
Columbus hosting soccer games in the Olympics in 2 years' time.
I do find myself watching the basketball like pretty religiously.
Reimer.
At number 5 for me, I got table tennis.
Okay, yeah, good one.
Honestly, it has a case to be higher just because I feel like I can get enamored just sitting there watching them. The way they just throw the ball up in the air and then they end up just like maybe 15 feet off the table and they are still just going at it.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Table tennis is a good shout. I'm glad you mentioned that. Number 4 for me is in the Summer Olympics. Anytime they go to the track, whether it's the 100, the 200, the 400, the 10,000 meter, anything like the marathon, I'm in. Listen, if you're watching on YouTube, if you ever met me in person, I'm a bigger guy. To be able to run that fast in anything, whether it's distance or a short period of distance, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Anything track related, I'm in. I love watching the guys and gals just fly around. Sydney McLaughlin, like doing those hurdles at 400 meters. I'm like, I don't understand how you're doing any of this. So that's number 4 for me. Anything track related.
Your not understanding is going to fit right in with the rest of mine because I'm always like, how are you doing some of these things? Pommel horse.
Yeah.
And really any of those gymnastics things, but that one in particular where you're just sprinting as fast as you can and then flinging yourself off of this oddly shaped object.
Off of a pommel horse.
Yeah. And then what they're able to do flying through the air. I've actually been around one because my niece does some gymnastics. She's pretty little, but they have it there. And I'm just looking at it I'm decently athletic. I think I could do some things in the Olympics at a very low level, but not a chance that I could fling myself up in the air like that. Nope, it's not happening.
I don't know that I knew that it was called pommel horse.
Oh, yeah.
Pommel with an O. Pommel horse.
I'm sorry. At number 4, I've got swimming. I do love the The 4x, is it what, 100
Yeah, 4x1.
meters? Yeah, or even, I guess, the 400, if that's one too. But, like, I just remember the Michael Phelps year.
The relay?
Yes, the relay, when they came back and won that, like, that was very entertaining.
Yeah.
That was forever ago, but I still think about it when we're, like, in Olympic time.
Roddy Gaines on the call, too.
Yes.
The USA won! Going nuts. Yeah, that might be higher on my list, Reimer. I'm glad you mentioned it.
My problem, real quick, with swimming is I was forced to swim as a child, and it just was never really my thing. I was okay at it, but I just didn't like doing it. I like swimming for fun. And so now I watch swimming, and I just have flashbacks of having to go
I'm more
to the
of like
pool.
a floater pool bar.
Yeah, exactly.
When it comes to swimming. Number 3 for me is the sliding sports. We talked about it on last night's show, Reimer. You weren't here. Me and Isaiah and Austin Ward talked about it probably for 20 minutes. I got so in the weeds of like how you become an Olympic like luger, bobsledder, skeleton person that I was like looking up camp dates, like how to be selected. There's only 12 countries in the world with these elite sliding centers. So anything on that, like the courses that they go down, I'm in. I'm watching it.
Do we have one?
We have two. We have two. They're in Lake Placid and Park City. There's only 2 in the U.S.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Wow. Speaking of where do you practice this? Skeleton.
Yeah.
I had to ask you the name of it during the break, but
that's what I was saying. That's what I was.
Yeah.
The sliding sports.
Right.
Crazy.
Just nuts. Like, so that specifically though is the like head first. And I was watching it today, and they're talking about how like, well, in the luge, you have like some control over like turning and things.
I guess.
This, you're just leaning. And like when they show it from above now, because they've got the drones, you can see their feet. Like they turn their foot to like get, I guess it helps with the turns and stuff. I don't know. I don't know how people do that. I don't know how you get into something like that. Like who is like.
I spent 20 minutes on the show last night trying to figure that out. That was a point of conversation.
What do you just like. Yeah, let's go up on this thing and slide down on a tray for a while, and then
I'll tell you in the break all the things that I found out last night.
Number 3 for me is just the balance beam in gymnastics, because that's the one for me where, like, how do you do all those flips in the air and you still just land perfectly on the balance beam?
Yeah, I have a hard time walking in a straight line just in general.
Exactly.
The floor is lava. Yeah, I'm falling. Number 2 for me is swimming, anything in the pool related. I'm into it. Again, I think Rowdy Gaines is a huge part of that because his commentary I love for the Olympics. But yeah, swimming in the pool, I'm in for that. Pat, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is the speed skating. Just any of it. I think it's
great.
Just the way that they move on the ice. Like, it looks so effortless.
It's not.
It definitely is not. And I was a rollerblader growing up at times. I've only ice skated a handful of times, but man, it just looks fun. Like, it looks like let me go out there. I don't want to compete. I just want to go as fast as I can and fall on my face. But yeah, like the Apollo Ono, is that right? Yeah, when he was doing it and the U.S. was really good, those were good times.
Number 2 for me is the 100-meter dash. Just seeing that in the track, I specifically will set aside that because it's just the fastest. It's the best 10 seconds in sports.
Yeah.
Figuring out who the fastest man alive is.
You have a bad step, like you're toast.
Yes.
You're going to lose to everyone in that competition. Number 1 thing for me, Power 5 most enjoyable Olympic events, winter or summer. It's the thing that I do, and it is poorly. And I do ski. I've been out west. I've been to the East Coast. I've skied on snow. I've skied on powder. I've skied on ice. It's the downhill skiing. I don't understand how these people are going like 95 miles an hour down a mountainside, which would normally take, 25 minutes, 30 minutes to get down, and they're doing it sub 2 minutes. It's the downhill skiing for me. It's got to be one of the most dangerous things in sports. So it's the downhill skiing is number 1.
Mine is the half pipe, either snowboarding or on skis. Like, we were watching it last night. We were watching the women's last night. Like, the height that these girls get.
Oh,
I mean, the men too, but like the girls are just tiny. It's similar to the gymnastic stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, you just have so much acceleration and you're flinging yourself up in the air and doing all these
30 feet above the rim.
Yeah. Did you see the girl who landed on her face?
I did.
And then came back and kept going?
Yeah.
That was incredible. But yeah, I think that's like, I enjoyed those like video games growing up. So yeah, that's a lot. I would, if I could ever do it, I would think that'd be fun.
My number 1 for me is probably pretty boring. And yes, I'm going to go all summer here, but it's basketball. Yeah. It's basketball.
Shocking.
And Steph Curry.
Nobody's surprised about
Steph Curry added to that with the last last Olympics.
Well, we'll see if he competes in 2 years' time. But that was certainly fun, the last Summer Olympics, when those guys were competing in the gold medal match. And he said, hey, hold my beer. Watch me win a gold medal for us. We've got some mind-melting schedule updates to go over in the college football world. We'll do that coming up in the Pulse next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
When it comes to trucks, dependability matters. At Germain Toyota, we know what it takes to earn your trust. Quality vehicles, straightforward pricing, and a team that puts you first. From the job site to the weekend, drive a truck built to go the distance. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Working your way through that home projects list, that means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your air conditioner or furnace. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain issues? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing problems? Call the Waterworks. HVAC breakdowns? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted and certified plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
From the first whistle to the final play, being a Buckeye fan calls for commitment and support. Nature Made vitamins are your winning play. From the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand, Nature Made is made to care for fans on game day and every day, so you can go all in on big wins, tough losses, and still show up for your team every time. Nature Made, proud vitamin and supplement sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Around here, it's all-wheel drive all year round. And Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone. Now through March 2nd, get 2.99 APR financing on remaining new 25 Tacomas. Excludes TRD Pro and Trailhunter. Or lease a well-equipped 25 Tacoma SR5 for $279 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
They're trained. They're prepared. Let's do it. They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good evening, I'm Jacob Reimer. There's only one undefeated team remaining in college basketball. That is 23rd ranked Miami of Ohio. They look to extend their record to 25-0 tonight, hosting Ohio. Tip-off is at 9 o'clock. Two other games in the top 25 tonight. 10th ranked Michigan State is at Wisconsin, and number 18 St. Louis visits Loyola Chicago. As for Ohio State, they'll take on 15th ranked Virginia tomorrow night in Nashville. Catch the action here on The Fan. At the Winter Olympics, after a 5-goal second period, the United States women's hockey team beat Italy in the quarterfinals 6-0. Former Buckeye Hanny Bilka put one in the back of the net for the Americans. They now advance to the semifinals, which will be played on Monday. This update sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdvrv.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Hour number 2 of the program for us here on this Friday. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone, coming up tomorrow. Reimer, you and I are going to be spending tomorrow evening together. We've got the Buckeyes and the Cavaliers of Virginia tipping off at 8 o'clock. We're going to be on the air with a warm-up show at 7. Coming up here at 7:30 this hour, Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch. He's going to join us, talk all things Ohio State and Virginia, recap the week for the Buckeyes, talk a little combine coming up in our next segment, Pat. I don't know where that ranks for you of sporting events, but I know that Ohio State will be well represented. We'll get into that in our next segment. And also we'll keep you abreast of what is going on in State College, Pennsylvania. Ohio State and Penn State just started on the mat. I've got it up. We don't get Big Ten Network. We don't get the NFL Network. We don't get CBS Sports Network. We don't get FS1 on the TVs. But don't you worry. I have pulled up the wrestling meet on my computer, on my very own personal YouTube TV account. I am watching, so we'll keep you up to date with what's going on over there between number 2 Ohio State and number 1 Penn State. Reimer, what do you have for us tonight?
So SMU is moving its home games versus Oklahoma in 2027 and LSU in 2029 to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, AT&T Stadium, in Arlington, Texas for those games. It's the first time the Mustangs have played in the Dallas Cowboys home stadium since their Pony Express days in the 1980s. What do you guys think of this?
I don't like it. I don't like any time that you take away a home game and you move somewhere to a neutral site. Now, I understand that SMU is in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it is very close for them. It is technically a home game. It's the same thing with Georgia Tech and Georgia. We saw Georgia Tech and Georgia be played in the Mercedes-Benz Dome down in Atlanta this year. Obviously, Georgia fans would probably take over Georgia Tech Stadium anyways because of the close drive. Maybe it's because of ticket exposure, or they want to make more money, which certainly I think every athletic department across college athletics is wanting to do right now. And there is a lot of hype around SMU and what they can do with Rhett Lashley. But I don't know, Pat. Call me an old school kind of guy. I hate taking your regular season games that are home games and taking them off campus for these quote unquote neutral site home games. I don't like it.
What do you think about the ones that have historically done it, like Texas, Oklahoma?
That's fine because that's been that way for forever.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I would prefer you play these games. It's like when Ohio State and TCU, instead of playing the home and home, and there were some reasons for that were kind of out of control, but out of their control. But they moved it to AT&T Stadium and just did one game. So, yeah, I would like to see these games continue to be played on campus. You know, we've talked about it with the college football playoff, like more on-campus games. The atmosphere you get with all that, the better. So, yeah, I'm sure there are reasons. I get it, but I agree. I think these type of games should be played on campus where the fans are right there and get to, you don't have to travel or whatnot if you're the home team, and they deserve that.
And it's the same thing, right, with the NFL is doing this year, and you're going to be very aware of this.
Yeah.
The Rams and the
49ers.
It's a divisional game that they are taking to Australia. And is that kicking open the season, right?
They haven't announced yet when it will be.
But I think it's going to be the Wednesday before the curtain raiser of the Seahawks home game, which traditionally is what the NFL does.
It'll be interesting to see how they do it because that would make the most sense, give them time to get back and recover and everything. Plus you're doing it, you get time to get out there. But they usually don't play division games that early.
They don't, and they also don't play division games at neutral site stadiums.
Yeah, it's
halfway across the world. Now, it's probably only a quarter way across the world when you're talking L.A. to Australia, but still, you're way over there. So anytime that anybody plays neutral site games, even tomorrow, here's a news flash. I don't like that you're playing Virginia in Nashville. Play it here or play it there.
Yes, basketball taking over the college football pulse.
Don't go away from home venues. Home venues are terrific. They're great. Now, I understand the need of playing some of these games more so in college basketball than college football, and playing in the CBS Sports Classic or these different in-season tournaments. Going out to Maui, that's a cool thing. If you want to play all these tournaments in one gym, that's okay. But yeah, taking away home games to go somewhere bigger, just basically in turn for the almighty dollar. I don't like it. Haven't liked it. Will never like it. Won't change my tune on it. Reimer, what else do you have for us?
So the remade Pac-12 is introducing a schedule wrinkle in 2026. The conference announced Wednesday night that it will have a flexible schedule for the final week of the football regular season. Week 13's matchups will be officially decided after week 12. So with 8 teams in the conference, each team plays 7 conference games by playing everyone else once. A repeat matchup is needed for an 8th conference game. And with that in mind, the Pac-12 said it's introducing the flex scheduling so it can retain the right to adjust matchups based on the best interests of the league.
It's crazy that we've talked for so long, like, these games need to be scheduled so far in advance and all that. And then COVID hit and they were like rescheduling games 2 days before and stuff like that. And now you've got this. Like, I think this is an interesting idea. I don't know if it works or not.
If there's one conference to do it, the Pac-12 and all of its oddities right now as currently constructed is the conference to do this, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's trying to build back up. It's trying to generate some interest. I mean, think about how often we talk about, especially in these bigger conferences like the Big Ten and the SEC, where these top teams don't necessarily play each other until the conference championship game. And if we get rid of conference championship games like we were talking about earlier, you may not get to play the other best team in your conference or the second best team or whatever. So this is a way to sort of alleviate that. And I don't know. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if it'll be great, but I think it's an interesting idea.
Now, the nice thing about this, so Utah State, Colorado State, Fresno, and Wazoo, they all know that they're going to be playing home games in this situation. So, like, all those teams know that they're going to be at home. Now, they don't know their opponent. There's only 4 to choose from. It's Oregon State, it's San Diego State, it's Texas State, and then it's Boise. So, I mean, you only have a certain amount of matchups. It's not like they're taking away the entire conference slate and being like, hey, Wazoo, we know that you were banking on a home game up there in Pullman. Now you got to go on the road to Fresno. Like, these teams know exactly, like, hey, we're going to be playing home games. I'm imagining that next season that the teams playing home games know that they're going to be playing home games coming up next year. It is weird, but if there was one conference, like I said, to do it with all the oddities, it is the Pac-12. Reimer, that was not the only scheduling update that we had. And if you were confused about the Pac-12 scheduling, welcome to the world of the Atlantic Coastal Conference.
I'm sitting here looking through all this, and my brain has just now turned to mush because I honestly didn't even know this happened, but apparently in September, the ACC announced it would add a 9th league contest starting in 2026, but with a 17-league team, that would be impossible. Well, they figured it out, like their AD said, and they have now listed what teams are going to play 8 conference games which year and which programs are going to play 9 in each year. It's a mess.
Wouldn't it make more sense just to have an even number of teams in your conference? Like instead of adding, what was it, Cal and Stanford who came in to the ACC, just add one of them or kick another team out to get to 16 teams. Get to 18 teams. Add another one. Don't have a 17-team league.
Hey, UConn, let's go.
It makes zero sense. I don't understand it. Again, it's called the Atlantic Coastal Conference. We've got Stanford and Cal in that conference going cross-country.
It's the Atlantic and Pacific Coast Conference.
It makes no sense at all. Yeah, my brain was in a blender when I was reading about the Pac-12 stuff, and then I read the ACC schedule. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to have to look and see which games are being played when, because to be honest with everybody, I don't understand it. And I don't have the mental capacity to be able to deal with this right now.
Yeah, this is odd. This is strange. I think the easiest thing would have been to just, like you said, either add or subtract a team, which I know is easier said than done, right? There's a lot that goes into doing that.
Sure.
But in the world that we live in, where teams are moving conferences all the time, I think you could have figured this out. But I guess if you're not going to do that, this is a way to at least have some teams play,
I guess,
9 conference games. I say that with a question mark at the end. But yeah,
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Yes, exactly. It's odd. It's like the NFL now with 17 games. Like, you don't get the same number of home games and whatnot. Like, there's an easy way to handle all this, guys. Just stick to what you had with even numbers.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying too much to be like the SEC and the Big Ten and trying to get caught up on a level with them, and they're throwing out the possibilities of playing 9 and 9 conference games or 8 conference games. And so, yeah, the ACC was just like, here, hold my beer.
You know
let's see what we can do with 17 teams.
Take a look at the Pac-12.
Games.
Do what the Pac-12 does and say, hey, you know what? The top 8 teams, the top 16 teams are guaranteed a game the last week of the season. It's flexed. The team who's in 17th place, tough luck. You're not going to play another regular season game. Sorry about it. Boom. There you go. I'm the ACC
Schedule a last-minute non-conference.
Yeah, it's fine. You're okay. We've got 11 Buckeyes heading to Indy next week for the Combine. We're going to get into that coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly. Hey!
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hey, Columbus, big news. For a limited time, get Uber One free for a full year so you can save on food and rides. That's a $96 value on us. Just use code Columbus. Get 1 year of $0 delivery fees, 10% off eligible food and grocery orders, and up to 6% Uber One credits on rides. Sign up for this limited time offer today using code Columbus and save big with Uber One. Offer valid through 3/31/26. Savings and $0 delivery fee on eligible orders and rides only. Fees and terms apply. See app for details.
With aging parents, you want to keep an eye on their finances without coming off like you're taking over their lives. With Huntington Bank, you can help protect your loved one's account right from your own. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
This is Paul Keels for RV Wholesalers. Peace of mind. That's what you get when purchasing your next RV from RV Wholesalers. With every new RV purchase, Ohio residents receive the exclusive Buckeye Service Guarantee. If your RV is in the shop, RV Wholesalers will give you a free loaner. Also with a Buckeye Service Guarantee, you'll receive free delivery in the state of Ohio and 3-day RV exchange. That's the exclusive Buckeye Service Guarantee. Only at RV Wholesalers in Lakeview, Mansfield, Delaware, and RVW.com. RV Wholesalers, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Experience Buckeye Game Day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan.
Attention Columbus. Town Properties just clinched the title of the largest residential property manager in Columbus, thanks to the Columbus Business Journal. With pride, we oversee 25,000 plus households in the Columbus metro area, ensuring fantastic places to call home. Whether you're on the hunt for an exceptional living space, a top-notch association management company, or a property manager for your multifamily portfolio, visit our website at town.properties.com and let us elevate your living experience. Town Properties, always managing great places to live.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Clear skies overnight into Saturday morning with lows at about 29. Saturday looks like an excellent day. It is Valentine's Day, and it'll be warmer with a high temp of about 50 degrees. On Sunday, looking at a 40% chance of rain showers in the morning with cloudy skies as a storm kind of sweeps to our south. And then in the afternoon, it turns drier. The high on Sunday about 50 degrees. That is your 97.1 The Fan weather forecast. I'm 10 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Chris Tomer.
All Buckeyes, all the time. You are listening to The Buckeye Show.
Hey, we're here on The Buckeye Show, brought to you by our good friends over at CareSource and United Healthcare. Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch. He's going to join us coming up here at 7:30. Talk Buckeyes. Lost to Michigan last Sunday. Beat USC at home on Wednesday. Big non-conference matchup tomorrow at the Bridgestone Arena down in Nashville against Virginia at 8 o'clock. Again, we're going to be on the air coming up at 7 tomorrow with the warm-up show. A little update, too, by the way, from State College, Pennsylvania. Number 1, Penn State, touting an 84-match win streak in wrestling, taking on number 2, Ohio State, who is 17-0 on the season. Lost their first match of the evening. You're down 3-0 in the team points. Right now, you get number 4, Marcus Blaze, who is a sensation. Absolute phenom. He's ranked number 4 in the country against Ben DeVino of Ohio State, who's ranked number 2, is currently 1-1 in the third period with 51 seconds left to go. So I'm keeping my eyes on this.
Given that, you can have NBA players come back and play college, can you just get Kyle Snyder back to wrestle for the Buckeyes?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing that they do in wrestling.
They should look
My
into
question is, so I saw LeBron rocking some sweet shoes last night. Did they win? Did the Lakers win?
They did, yes. They played the undermanned Mavericks.
Okay.
Neither
the
Luka
Cooper
nor
flagless Mavericks?
Yes, neither Luka nor Cooper flag played, but yes, they won pretty handily.
Luka definitely not playing for the Mavericks last night.
Correct. He was playing for the Lakers. He might play in the All-Star game, though.
So we'll see what happens on that front. But I did see him wearing some very cool Ohio State shoes. And I'm wondering, well, LeBron never burned any of his eligibility. Like, if he retires from the NBA and, he's out there wearing Ohio State basketball shoes, can he just come and help out this Buckeye team?
Hey, who knows with everything that's going on right now with all these former players trying to come back to it.
Just at 42 years old next year.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. You've had the Chris Winkies and Brandon Whedons of the world.
Reimer, have you ever seen the video that seemed to, completely disappear off the internet where he said he was going to go to Duke?
No,
I've seen that.
I have not seen that.
I knew that.
Right. I mean, now it's all Ohio State.
He's always said, he's like, hey, if I were to commit to one place to play basketball, it was going to be Ohio State. But if I were going to go to college back in my going to college days, I would have played at Duke.
Right, yeah.
I knew he had a great relationship with Coach K and everything with Team USA, but I always thought it was Ohio State. I never knew that was a thing.
I think it transitioned into Ohio State as he developed a relationship and whatnot.
Has it been scrubbed from the internet?
I was arguing with a friend a few years ago about this because he was like, no, LeBron's an Ohio guy. He would have gone to Ohio State.
What do they call that? The Mandela effect?
Yeah.
Where something you think happens never actually happened, but it did happen because we're living in an alternate reality.
Yeah. I mean, AI's taken over the world.
It's okay. I think Kobe said that he would have gone to Carolina and followed MJ.
He has said that, yes.
So, I mean, I would have been okay with MJ and Kobe going through Chapel Hill.
Another fruit of the loom, or another Mandela effect, the fruit of the loom actually not having a cornucopia behind the logo.
Oh,
Did you know that? I've looked at all of them. I've gone down a deep rabbit hole of those Mandela effects before.
That could be a Power 5 one day.
Your top 5 Power 5 Mandela effects.
Yeah. If you put LeBron right now on Akron, how many games, if any, do they win in the tournament?
Quite a few.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, even 41-year-old LeBron, I mean, he just had a triple-double last night.
Yeah.
And
do they win the championship?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
If you put LeBron and Ohio State, do they win? Yeah. I think easily
absolutely.
they win the NCAA tournament.
I think LeBron and Bruce Thornton would be obviously very different, but that would be a great tandem. That's the kind of guard he would work really.
Oh, Mobley too, just spotting up for LeBron.
Yeah. I mean, it would actually make a lot of sense. He could play center and just be the big man for them.
I love what we're talking about. This would make a lot of sense. LeBron, and name your player across college basketball. I'm sure that whatever college basketball coach would be in charge of that lineup would be able to make it work.
He did say last night, because he was getting asked about, because he's 41 and getting triple doubles, about the end of his career and things. And he was talking about how, I'm still good enough to play. I could play as long as I want. It's honestly, like once my body starts breaking down, I don't enjoy it anymore.
I mean, for sure. And I've had these discussions with some friends. I'm like, if he were to take just a regular like bench role, like where he's playing 5 minutes a game, like some of these guys who make a terrific living in the NBA of playing 5 or 6 minutes a game, he could play until he's 55 years old.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Now he will not do that.
No.
But if he wanted to, again, just playing 3 or 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes in a game over the course of an 82 game season, he could absolutely do that. I think almost for as long as he's alive.
I mean, it's like what's his name? The center for the Heat towards the end of his career.
Udonis Haslem.
Udonis Haslem. Yeah. He was a DNP in most games, but
I think they're retiring his jersey.
Yeah,
they should.
He was really good for them for some of those teams.
He was. All right, that's enough Miami Heat LeBron talk. Let's get back to the topic at hand. Pat, where do you rank the scouting combine of things that you like to do? Are you guys going? Are you going over?
Yeah, last year was the first time I actually went. I'm going again this year with Steve, so I love it. I'm when I haven't gone, I've dialed in. I have it on all day, monitoring not only the Buckeyes but just in general. So yeah, Look, I get that it's not sport in the sense of there's no direct score and competition and things like that. But, yeah, I think it can make or break guys' careers, really, right? Like,
sure
and how they get.
It made John Ross's career.
Exactly.
Well, in his own career, broke it himself.
Yeah,
but he also got drafted very high by the Bengals because of that 40 time that he ran. 11 players from Ohio State's going to be represented for the Buckeyes. C.J. Donaldson, Carnell, Will Kazmarek, Max Clare, Caden Curry, Caden McDonald, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Davison Igbinosun, Lorenzo Styles, and Caleb Downs. I was also reading this a little bit earlier from Dane Brugler, who puts out his top 100 all the time leading in to the NFL draft. 7 Buckeyes represented. Again, only 11 going to the combine. 7 of them represented inside of the top 100 in Dane Brugler's top 100 in the NFL draft coming into this year. I mean, it's a pretty impressive list. Pat, you go and you look at any of the mock drafts anywhere. I mean, there are a ton of Buckeyes who are going to be well represented, really kind of in the top 15, top 20 picks.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think you could make an argument for... I mean, where does Caden McDonald fall? Is he a late first-round guy?
Listen, if he's a late first-round guy, the Bears need help at defensive tackle. At number 25, I'm in.
Here's where the combine is important. Is he 6'3", as he's listed at Ohio State? And Ohio State usually does a pretty good job of getting these correct. If he's shorter than 6'3", I don't think he falls, but I do think it hurts him a little bit because that's not the ideal height you'd like for a guy like that. He's got all the tools, just a little short. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm honestly surprised Tywan Malone wasn't invited. Like that could have been a 12th guy because I think he's a guy that why would teams not, at the very least later rounds, a guy that was really productive this year. If you pay attention to his background, like he's only fully been playing football since he came to Ohio State because of his baseball production at Ole Miss and in high school. So that's a guy I think, still kind of raw, but definitely had some production there. Unfortunately, he didn't get invited. It's going to be big for some, like Will Kazmarek, guys like that later round guys or sort of undrafted free agent guys that could help themselves. I think is going to be really interesting to see like what people are saying about them coming out of it.
I'm going to be fascinated to see who the first Buckeye off the board is going to be. And again, as we get into early mock draft season, we just finished up the NFL season this past week. Like Arvell Reese has been the number 1 Buckeye off the board so far. But I mean, there's going to be an argument, and I forget who it was today that tweeted out something that, their take, NFL GM's take on Caleb Downs. They're like, yeah, how good is he compared to the rest of the players in this draft? And some scouts and GMs are saying like, well, for his position, he's the best we've ever had, like, come out here. So as of right now, like, I know that Arvell's getting a lot of love, and as he totally should, but I feel like as we get closer to April's draft, I've got a sneaking suspicion that Caleb Downs, by the way, any mock draft you see, he's like not outside of the top 10, as he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling that he's going to be up within the top 5, top 6 as we get closer to draft time.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of mocks that have him going to the Giants, which I think makes sense with Harbaugh now, the head coach there. I think he could, a defensive guy like that who's had success with some really good safeties in Baltimore.
Kyle Hamilton, really good.
Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense.
Ed Reed.
Ed Reed, yeah.
Sure.
Arvell is going to be a hard guy to pass up. Like, even if you have linebackers you like and you're at the top of the draft, like, that's a guy. I mean, I know it's 1 year, which that may knock him a little bit if people really start digging into some things because he doesn't have as much tape as some other guys.
Sure.
But just the
tape that he does have
is great. Yeah. The athleticism that he has, the fact that you could play him off the edge if you want to, you can play him at linebacker, things like that. And one thing, I was going through these guys the other day. I think a lot of these guys, and this is probably true every year, but it stood out to me this year. A lot of these guys are going to interview really well. Like, if you just listen to these guys talk, football and stuff, the interviews we did.
Even non-football.
Yeah, right. These are smart, intelligent guys that I think will, blow some teams away, not only with what they can do on the field, but once you get them in those rooms and some of those visits after the draft or after the combine as well.
NFL Combine, 2 weeks away?
It is.
Not 2 weeks away.
It is
technically a week and a half,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
So not this coming Monday, but the Monday after that. I think it all starts in Indianapolis.
Yes.
How many days are you going for?
We will be there for 4 days, I think. We were leaving a day early because they don't have any offensive linemen there, and that's the last day.
Okay, there you go. Buckeyes, big one tomorrow in Nashville against Virginia. Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch, he's going to join us. We'll recap the week. We'll preview tomorrow's game with him coming up here in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Got this. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, where can you get a full suite of business banking services served up by well-trained, caring employees with unquestionable integrity? It's right here at Heartland. Relationships matter. I'm Scott McComb. Come over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Are we drinking the scarlet and gray Kool-Aid? You bet we are. You're listening to the Buckeye Show.
Hanging out with my guy Patrick Murphy at Bucknuts this evening. Right now we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fingers Hotline, checking with our good friend of the Columbus Dispatch. He is Adam Jardy. Adam, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. We were just talking about this in the last segment. If you added LeBron James right now as currently constructed via NCAA rules to Ohio State's basketball roster, do they win the national championship? Yes or no, Adam?
Yes. I'll just blanket statement, yes. He's that good. Let's be real.
Yeah, we were having a great debate whether or not Akron would win the national championship. So I think we're all on the same page. Yes, if you added LeBron to Ohio State's roster, I think they would be the overwhelming favorite to win the NCAA national championship. Adam, compartmentalize this Ohio State basketball week, right? I mean, it's kind of been a little bit crazy. Obviously, a lot of external noise around this program right now. Clunker a little bit last Sunday against Michigan, followed it up. Great home victory against a team who you were basically being compared against, will be compared against in USC in the midweek. Now an opportunity to get a top 15 win against a non-conference Virginia team tomorrow in Nashville. Just kind of an edgy week for this program, Adam.
Yeah, but it's also a week that really played out, how it probably should have. Ohio State took care of a team that it should beat, getting USC at home, and that was, on paper and by every measurable metric out there, a very comparable opponent for Ohio State and a team they're competing with for a spot in the tournament. So that was, on paper, you looked at that as a game, you said, yeah, they should probably win this one, and they did. And they got beat pretty soundly by Michigan, just like essentially everybody has gotten beaten soundly by Michigan this year. And so it was that. That was always a long shot. What gave you hope, if you were an Ohio State fan, was that they had played Michigan even for 32 minutes up in Ann Arbor before Michigan pulled away. But then, we just saw it the other night where Michigan was down double digits in the second half at Northwestern, of all places, and then came back and pounded the Wildcats in like the last 10 minutes or so. So I think overall, probably the kind of week that if you sat down and just looked at the numbers, is probably what you would expect from Ohio State. And it keeps them in a position where if they can take advantage of some of the opportunities that are more winnable than that game that are still ahead of them, they're still in line to get a tournament bid.
Adam, I know you asked Jake Diebler about playing these non-conference games in the middle of the conference season. What's your opinion on it, doing that, playing it at a neutral site? Just what do you make of this idea?
It's strange to me still. I think I understand the logic behind it. Like, get outside of the league and play somebody else and, break up the monotony a little bit. You guys know this. You see these teams play 18 straight Big Ten games, and it's a slog every night. Like, I'm not prepared to go as far as, a lot of the coaches and say it's the best league and everyone can beat anyone on any given night. Like, I'm not quite there with the Big Ten, but it is a grind. And when you're playing teams that have so heavily scouted you, not just this year, but just year over year, like, coaching tendencies, so much about each other. There's certainly something to be said for breaking that up and going to play somebody else that's a high level of competition. So I know they said they like it as, a rep somewhere else that will get you prepared for the postseason. We'll see ultimately, like, I guess we'll see how it goes and whether it proves to be a good thing or not. But I thought it was interesting that Jake Diebler said he talked to both Brad Underwood and John Shire about Illinois and Duke doing this last year, and that they both were in favor of it. And that frankly surprised me because that was the worst loss in the history of Illinois basketball. But apparently Brad Underwood still saw merit in it. So we'll see how Ohio State handles it.
He felt merit in it after the season. I think if you would have asked him right after the game last year, he probably would have had a different answer. He is Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Adam, I'll take you back to the USC game. Weird shot clock stoppage, right? Like an error on the clock. Do you know how many minutes of real time that game was stopped for, Adam? Because I know that Jacob and I were like in the studio, and it felt like it was like 12 or 13 minutes that the game was actually stopped.
I think it was 5 or 6 ultimately. And then the funniest thing was that when they finally got it sorted out, Diebler had been trying to get a timeout. Yeah. And as he told us after the game, he couldn't get the timeout until they got the clock set. So they finally go through all that and everyone takes a sigh of relief. And then they announced Ohio State's called a timeout. It was just groans everywhere. It's like, really? Like, even more? So it was kind of comedic in the moment there. But yeah, that was a weirdly officiated game, just start to finish. And I don't think it benefited one team over the other in any appreciable way. But there were multiple occasions where someone just drove straight into somebody. And I thought to myself, that's either a block or a charge, but it's not neither. And there was no whistle. And that happened multiple times. There was some weird stuff in that game.
Yeah, there was also a couple of calls where where Amari Bynum didn't touch a shooter, John Mobley Jr. didn't touch anybody. So it was, to your point, it was very weird. But I was going to ask you about that stoppage because it did seem like a rather big point in the game. USC is attempting to make a comeback. They're doing it, right? Actively. That game is back and forth at that point. Eric Musselman is losing his mind because there's about to be a 10-second violation, rightfully so, as he should be. And then Ohio State, just with everything that's going on, inside of that program, coming off of the loss to Michigan, if there was going to be one point in that game that they crumbled, it was going to be that point. But they showed up. Bruce gets you 9 straight points to end the game. I thought it showed a great bit of resolve by that Ohio State team to say, we're not letting USC take away this victory on home court against us after this weird stoppage in play.
Yeah, and frankly, I mean, I think we were all thinking the same thing, that it's just like that scene in Star Wars Episode 1 where Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are chasing Darth Maul, and the energy beams stop the battle, and they all have to stop and meditate for a minute. It's exactly what came into my mind as that was going on. But as far as, like, on the court, yeah, certainly, like, it showed you, like, this team, for all the frustrations with this team and with the season, like, there is some stuff to this team, and they have proven that they have some mental fortitude. They've got some resiliency. I think the fact this team doesn't have, it doesn't have the record that it wants, but it doesn't have a losing streak. Like, they've not had, like, a loss turn into another loss. They're undefeated the game after a loss. Like, there's some stuff to this team, and I think you saw it, like, down the stretch in this game where it was, listen, this is a game we should win. We're playing at home, and we are going to win this game, like, no matter what. And I thought, certainly Bruce taking over, he had the last 9 points in the last minute 34 there. Like, that was significant. Devin Royal was really big before that as well. I think 15 of the last 17 points were scored by the two of them, and the other one was a Damari Bynum dunk. So you saw a team that in that moment I thought just kind of refused to lose. And certainly USC could have maybe done a little more to try to take it from them. But you would think if you're Ohio State that gives you a little bit more hope. Like, there's reason why they believe that the opportunities that are still ahead on the schedule are still winnable for them. Certainly, they'd like to have more quality wins to this point. We'd all, I think, like to have seen more quality wins to this point. But there's a reason they still think they can get those. And I think the way that they close that game out is why they have that confidence. I think that's the stuff they see when these guys are practicing every day.
Now I just have Duel of the Fates from Star Wars Episode
Right?
1 stuck in my head. So thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Yes. The emergence of Taysom Chapman, I know his streak of double-digit scoring games came to an end, but the fact that he's gotten healthy and, given this team something off the bench, how crucial do you think that A, has been, and B, will be going forward?
Oh, it's been massive. I mean, it feels like it's taken such a load off. I mean, like John Mobley Jr. didn't have like his most prolific game, the other night against, well, frankly, either of the last two games, but didn't have his best shooting night there against USC. But it didn't matter as much because Taysom Chapman chipped in with what he gave you off the bench. They honestly, I think, they played 9 guys in that game, and all 9 of them scored during the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's the kind of like scoring balance they've been dying for all season. So in this game, I felt like it wasn't necessarily just Taysom, but the fact that he's proving himself to be a consistent, viable scorer with his size and his athletic ability, that's significant. I mean, I feel like you're talking about a guy who you can play him, I think, with Bruce and Junie as a third guard, and you're not giving up too much size. I mean, he's 6'4". He gives you some length out there on the wing. He's been active defensively these last couple of games, gotten some steals and been disruptive. And, I just think his emergence, it's almost, I mean, they have literally signed a new addition who I think is an impact guy in Puff Johnson, but it's like getting a midseason addition, like off the, through the transfer portal or through the trade deadline or something. And his ability to hit shots and to create some offense, it just takes a lot of pressure off of a lot of guys, and that's huge this time of year.
Yeah, Puff Johnson was terrific offensively, too, on Wednesday against USC. A couple of big threes. We'll see what's in store tomorrow evening, Adam, 8 o'clock down in Nashville against Virginia. If there's one thing you're looking at in a roadmap to victory for the Buckeyes against the Cavaliers tomorrow, what do they need to do well to beat Virginia in this neutral site game?
They need to be pretty good defensively, and they're going to have to be effective from the mid-range. The Cavaliers are like 11th nationally in the furthest distance the average 2-point shot is against them, which is a new thing they track at KenPom. So you don't get to the rim super closely. The Cavaliers are really solid defensively around the rim. They're a high-level defensive team, and so I think you're going to have to get some mid-range stuff, like some of maybe the shots we've seen Devin Royal make, or certainly the ones he made the other night, Bruce Thornton in some of those situations. If they can get some of those shots to fall, then I think that will open up things for the offense as a whole and create some more opportunities for them. But I'm very interested to see how these teams match up, because certainly Virginia are 21-3. They've won 10 of their last 11. They've only played 5 top 50 KenPom teams all season. Ohio State's played like 11 or 12. So it's not exactly been an even type of schedule. I'm very interested to see if we see some talent discrepancies start to come to play as well. But you got to respect 21-3 at the same time.
Absolutely, you do. Adam, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Enjoy the game tomorrow, buddy, and we will check in again soon, all right?
All right, enjoy Duel of the Fates playing in your heads for the rest of the night. Thank you.
Bye, Adam. There he goes. Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll get you caught up with what's happening out in State College on the map between number 1 Penn State and number 2 Ohio State. Coming up next, it's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Race to savings at Menards and start updating your home today. We offer an excellent in-stock selection of home appliances that are ready to take home today, including Criterion refrigerators, freezers, dishwashers, and laundry appliances. They're built to help make your life simple. No matter how busy life gets, Criterion appliances are ready when you are. Plus, view our weekly flyer on Menards.com and race to savings on Criterion appliances.
Save big money at Menards. At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Great Lakes Hyundai wants you to save your refund this tax season with 90 days of no car payments and 0% financing on 26 Hyundai Santa Fe's and Tucsons for up to 60 months. No payments, 90 days, 0%. Keep your tax money in your pocket. Go now for the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, some customers may not qualify. Interest accrues during no payment period. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Offer ends 3/2.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Join our resident gambling degenerates, Steve Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money, Sunday mornings at 9.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
The Fan.
Around here, it's all-wheel drive all year round, and Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone. Now through March 2nd, you can get $5,000 customer cash on remaining new 25 Tundras. Or get 0.99 APR financing on Tundra plus $1,000 TFS APR cash. With approved credit through TFS. Excludes TRD Pro. APR cash must be applied to deal. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Hey, Ohio State fans. Next time that snack craving hits, Burger King has you covered with the O-Fry-O bundle. You get a medium fry, 8-piece chicken fries, 8-piece mozzarella fries, and an 8-piece chicken nuggets, all for just $10. It's perfect snack fuel for one, wherever and whenever you're cheering on the Scarlet and Gray. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Tax extra.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. #Buckeyes.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Call the plumbing, heating, and cooling technicians at The Waterworks and header today. Call 614-232-2222. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Last segment for us here on this lovely Friday evening. Pat, how much have you enjoyed this warm-up that we've had in the weather? Like, it was a little bit cold yesterday, but I walked outside today. It was 45. It may as well have been 70. Like, with the sunshine, I felt awesome walking outside today.
Yeah, it's great. I'm ready for the snow to melt, the rest of it, the big piles of snow.
Saw my grass in the front yard for the first time in about 5 weeks.
Yeah, I went for a run yesterday outside. I hadn't done that in a little while.
Than me or something?
No, just it was nice enough. Like, it was still a little chilly, but it was nice enough. The problem is in Grandview, not all the sidewalks are uncovered. What's the word? Shoveled. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And so I'm like sidewalk street. Oh yeah. But no, it's nice, and inevitably it'll get really cold again.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be pretty warm tomorrow though.
I think it's supposed to be warm like all the way through next week. Who knows what's in store the week after? But I think at some point,
or even next week, frankly.
I was watching 10 TV a little bit earlier on, and they had this, the 7-day or 10-day forecast or whatever, and I saw 60 at some point next week, which is going to be just terrific. So I can't wait for that. It's going to be good.
I saw the grass in my backyard, and it was a quick reminder of how badly I need to clean it up from my dog.
Oh, I did that the other day.
Yeah, I've got to do that too.
Yeah, I did that the other day, and it was bad.
Yeah.
It was grisly. Again,
it's like a minefield out there.
Got a 100-pound pit mix. So like when he's leaving things for days in a row, it takes up a lot of space. And I actually went and got our tiny little, basically like garden shovel. And had to do that because I'm like, I can't do the hand in the bag trick with these, especially with the snow. So I had to make do with that. But I think I counted like 13 bags that I got. It was a mess.
It's gonna be about that. I think I've got a Beagle Lab mix, not quite what you got. He's probably like 55 pounds, 60-ish pounds maybe. But there's still a lot out in the backyard.
Yeah, go clean that up tomorrow, all right? If for your loved one, you're getting into Valentine's Day, go clean up the backyard. Go clean up the front yard.
Have you not seen the college basketball slate tomorrow?
I have. I was looking at it, and it is rather robust.
Yeah.
So tonight's pretty good. You actually get Michigan State at Wisconsin coming up here in a few minutes. St. Louis is at Loyola. And then at 9 o'clock, the Battle of the Bricks, OU travels down to Miami, down at Millett Hall, where they'll look to take their 24-0 season to 25-0 this evening. By the way, what do you think that the students are going to be for a 9 o'clock tip-off, undefeated team coming up down in Oxford tonight?
I think it's a sold-out crowd.
Yeah, as it should be. It should be. It should have been sold out a month ago for those guys. But, I mean, we're talking about 9 o'clock down there in Oxford. Like, that place is going to be a Viper's
I
pit.
thought I heard that the women are also first in the MAC, too,
Right.
for Miami of Ohio.
Terrific.
Yeah, they're just all things
The
hoops
center
right
of
now.
college basketball.
Yes.
Oxford, Ohio. Yeah, tomorrow, Duke and Clemson, I think, get you underway. UCLA and Michigan's at like 1 o'clock
You got
or 12:45.
Kansas at Iowa State. You got Texas Tech at Arizona. Ohio State, Virginia.
Northwestern at Nebraska. We'll be cheering for Northwestern in that game.
Just keep it close.
Yeah.
Just keep that net rating above 75.
We're going to be good to go. And then, of course, tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock culminates with Virginia and Ohio State down in Nashville. Take you to the mat real quick. State College, Pennsylvania. Number 1, Penn State taking on number 2, Ohio State in wrestling. Again, Penn State, 84-match undefeated streak. It's an NCAA record. It's current NCAA record. Ohio State has not won a dual meet there since 2007. Couple of non-surprises early on. Penn State does have the early lead, 11-5. They're about to go up 2 in this 5th match as we hit the halfway point because number 4, PJ Duke, is wrestling Daxton Chase, who is unseeded and unranked currently for Ohio State. So we'll see what happens the later this gets. But right now, it's been kind of a tough go for the Buckeyes. If they were going to have a roadmap to victory, which we like to talk about all the time, they were going to need to win one of those first 2 matches. And they went 0-2 in their first couple. Jesse Mendez had a tech fall, so that's where your 5 points came from. No surprise there, but yeah, it's getting a little bit dicey for the wrestling Bucks right now, Pat.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's
Penn State.
I mean, yeah, Penn State is the Alabama of their heyday.
They're the gold standard, man.
Yes,
They're incredible.
that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. By the way, too, got a busy weekend in Ohio State athletics. Ohio State women's hockey on top of Minnesota over at the Ice House. Under 10 minutes left to go in the third period. Buckeyes up 4-1 against Minnesota. Tough first couple of periods for the Ohio State men's hockey team. Wisconsin leads 3-0 over Ohio State men's hockey. They just swept Minnesota last weekend on the road, so a tough little homestand here. But again, they got a chance to go and win it tomorrow, and they have the third period. They got 20 minutes left, so we'll see what happens in that one. Pat, what Olympic events are you most excited for coming up here this weekend? You tuning into anything?
I will watch pretty much everything, somewhat by choice, but also, as we talked about last week, Sarah wants it on all the time. I go up to bed at night, and she's passed out, but she's got it on the TV up there. It's a constant in our house, so I will be pretty much everything. I think we'll be watching. Men's hockey plays again, right? They play tomorrow. I
think they do play tomorrow.
Yeah.
After
I watched
shelling Elvis.
Yes, they did. Yeah. I saw some Canada's second game today.
Women's hockey won 6-0.
6-0.
I believe.
Yeah.
At one point in that game, it was the second. I think it was the third period, and Italy only had 4 shots.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
I was looking. Ohio or not? I keep saying Ohio State. The U.S. women's, who have a lot of Ohio State Buckeyes on their roster, they were favored by 7.5 goals today against Italy.
Anna Belka scored one.
And the over-under was 7.5. So
that's a letdown.
Yeah, it really was. But they go dancing on, which is always good. Before we get out of here tonight, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on X at 971The Fan. Will you be watching any of this weekend's NBA All-Star festivities? Yes, always watch. Used to, don't anymore. No, never watch it. I got to be honest with you, before the middle of the week, Reimer, I think you mentioned it, I had no clue that the NBA All-Star game was this weekend. We've got men's college hoops, like we've got basketball that we're tuned into right now from an Ohio State perspective. We've got things going on. I got a toddler running around. I got a very pregnant wife at home, and I'm like, I had no clue that the All-Star game was this weekend. Maybe I'll turn a little bit of it on, but no, I wasn't even aware that it was this weekend.
I was very aware, but I watch a lot of NBA. So, yeah, I'll be watching. I probably will skip most of tonight, which is like the celebrity game and stuff. Though my girl Taylor Frankie Paul from The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is competing in it. And I saw a video of her just like knocking down shot after shot. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think the Saturday stuff is a lot of fun. The skills competition and things like that. I do like it used to be the rookie sophomore. Now they don't really do it that way. It's just like the young guys. Different format this year. They're kind of going with what the NHL did with the Americans versus the world and having a few different teams and stuff. So interested to check it out.
Pat, had a great time with you this evening. We'll maybe call you tomorrow for postgame for basketball, all right?
Sounds good.
Everybody have an awesome weekend. Reimer and I will be here 7 o'clock coverage for Ohio State, Virginia tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here in The Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
Enjoy more